A judge opens this hearing with a chilling warning about domestic violence over the holidays, and from that moment, you already know this case is about to go sideways fast. But here's the real question. If two major charges are dismissed, should that defendant automatically get a break on bond? Let me know in the comments what you think the court should do.
I don't know how many women are going to die over the holidays from somebody that's a domestic abuser either, Mr. Fifowski. Courthouse case, People versus Michael Donner.
And then on behalf of people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Fifowski on behalf of Michael Donner, who's to my right. State your name.
Michael Donner.
Your Honor, we're ready to proceed with exam on this case.
Your Honor, at this time, if people are unable to proceed as to counts 1 and 2, to ask for count 3 to be remanded down to district court.
We move for dismissal of counts 1 and 2. I would like to address bond on count 3.
If it's going to be that same argument, we're going to have a problem.
Well, it's slightly different, Your Honor, because of these circumstances.
Counts 1 and 2 are dismissed. I'll continue with not guilty plea. What is count 3? What do you have as count 3?
Domestic violence, person violence.
That's what I've got too, Judge.
Oh,
This is wrong.
that's wrong.
This is wrong.
Those 1 and 2, and it's a DV. They never included count 2. Well, no. Yeah, they never included the real count 2. And so count 3, sorry, got it. Count 2 was interference with electronic communication. Actually, there it is. It's right there, but I got it entered there wrong. Can you check, did this come directly from JS? Can you check what JS has?
This is a separate document by the clerk's
Right.
office. Not
Right, so check to make sure JS has a 3. Because otherwise they're gonna have to correct something. I'll continue to defendant's not guilty plea as to count 3. Set this for pretrial on before Judge Freshour.
January 15th.
January 15th, 2026. At what time? 10:30. Before Judge Freshour. As to bond.
Your Honor, is that at 1484 or 3?
It's a 1484 case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, as to bond, I would ask, given the circumstances that 2 felonies were dismissed, and this is a unique situation in terms of, I think, much more hardship to my client's family, including his wife, than to him himself. His mother-in-law has reached out to me to beg me to try to get him out of jail to take care of this family. His wife is a stay-at-home mom. He's the sole breadwinner. Even if she has to get a job for the next 3 months, she's got to pay extra daycare expenses to get these kids daycare, because otherwise she would be taking care of them while my client's out working. I just spoke to his mother, who said he could reside with her in Chelsea. I've got an address. I'd ask the court to tether him to the address, allow him to work. The court can assess his whereabouts and ensure he doesn't violate anything. He has never failed to appear at court. He turned himself in on this original warrant, I believe. And I understand we had a bond violation before, and I would just...
Oh, 2 of them. It's not just 1.
I
He just doesn't
understand.
think he has to abide by the court's orders. That's the problem.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think that he had poor judgment in terms of how he went about what he had to do just to get some things and see his kids. And I understand it is a violation. But he has now spent the last 12, 13 days in custody. That certainly sends a strong message. And just, again, we're talking about Christmas time. And he's got 5 young kids who rely on him to take
I
care
don't
of
know
the
how many
financial
women are gonna
needs.
die over the holidays from somebody that's a domestic abuser either, Mr. Fifowski. So I don't think we ought to be using Christmas time as some type of mitigating factor.
Well, I would just ask, given the fact that it is but given the fact that yes, the young children look at this as a special time, and I get it. My client is the one who made whatever decisions he has, but he's certainly willing to do whatever the court requires of him to ensure his appearance and safety in the community.
Response from the people.
This is the moment everything changes. The defense tries to use Christmas, the kids, and family hardship to get sympathy from the court. But the judge fires back with a brutal reality check that completely shifts the tone of the hearing. At this point, do you think the judge is being too harsh or finally saying what needed to be said? Drop your opinion in the comments.
Your Honor, at this time I would object. It was two clear bond violations. He was given clear instructions and arraignment not to contact the victim. It was set for third-party contact about child care. He broke that, and then he was at the residence. And I mean, it can't be any more clear. If he'd seen meeting the residence, he was told not to do it. So I'm concerned he can't follow court orders because he broke two of the conditions he was given in arraignment. Almost immediately after arraignment. The first being the calls, and then after he gets out of jail, bonds out, he goes right to the house. So at this time, I'm going to object because I don't think he can follow court orders.
His bond at this point is sitting at revoked. I will grant him a bond on this case. I'll grant him a $50,000 10% bond. Same conditions apply. I'll just say this, if you don't listen to him and you get before Judge Freshour, you're gonna have heck to pay. You think this was rough. I would indicate that there will be a GPS tether prior to release. That GPS tether, I am not gonna give a release to work. I'm gonna let Judge Freshour make that decision as to how far out he can go and what he can do, because he just can't seem to follow anybody's instructions. So I think it's probably better that it come from her.
And here comes the final ruling. The judge does allow bond, but not without serious consequences. A $50,000 bond, GPS tether, and strict home confinement with no work release unless another judge approves it. So, after two alleged bond violations, was this the right decision, or should he have stayed locked up? Comment below, and if you enjoy real courtroom breakdowns like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stick around for more.
It's going to be a GPS home confinement and with no release for anything at this point until he receives permission of the court to do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.